Good day, brothers and sisters. Jimmie, Schwinn, and Master Lama Rasaji here with you on the Patriot and Lama show. We hope you're all having a wonderful and blessed day. 2022, again, will be the best year of your life. If you didn't see the last episode, episode 34, make sure to watch it. A lot of good information. But today, folks, we are going to be talking about a subject that's got unbelievable searches online, both on YouTube, Google, everywhere, about the reevaluation of currencies. We're going to get into that in a minute. And God's RV reevaluation. So we're going to get into that topic. So make sure to share this online. Don't be afraid to share it. Just share it, share it, share it on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever you can share it. And this is good information because you're going to want to position yourself on the right side of the biggest wealth transfer in the history of this planet, from the wicked to the righteous. So make sure you're there. Are you hearing us okay? Are you getting any kind of echo? Let me know in the comments if you're hearing us okay before we get started. Okay, well, it's echoing. All right. There is an echo. That's on Master Lama Rasaji's side. So, well, what I'll try to do is, I guess, mute. Master Lama Rasaji, talk real quick.
Hello. Good. Nice to be with all you guys today. And we're really excited about the subject matter and look forward to it.
Okay, so I am echoing a little bit. So as I ask questions, let me see if I can do this real quick with the speaker. Turn this down. Does that sound good? Terrible echo. I don't want to. Yeah, it's me coming back in through the mic. Rasaji, turn your speakers down. Brother Rasaji, turn your speakers down real quick. It's the Lama's speakers from Rob Roy. Brother Roy.
How about that? How about that?
Okay, where's your mic at? Move your mic away from your speakers. Completely. Like right in front of you here. We'll get you down, Master Lama Rasaji. We'll get you down.
We should be good.
Now, I'm not frozen, folks, but you're still hearing the echo? Okay. Yeah, I'm still hearing the echo. I don't know if they are, but that. If you can move your. Yeah, they're still hearing the echo. Just move your mic all the way away from your speakers. Okay.
How's now?
Yeah, I still hear it.
Okay.
And it doesn't, I don't have this problem with this.
Yeah, well, my mic's now 2 feet from my speaker.
Yeah, turn your speaker down lower. Like almost to low as she goes. Sorry, folks, we're going to get started here. A little bit of technical difficulties.
All right, how about now?
Yeah, it's still echoing. They're saying if you had a headset, that's what I think too, but your headset ain't working. So,
Right.
All right, folks, I'm gonna have to mute myself so that this doesn't bother everybody. I don't know how we're gonna get not fixed. All right. Okie dokie. Let me see. Yeah, I know it's my voice echoing, but it's echoing back into the mic that Rasaji's got on there. So let me see what I can do. Let me see if I can change my audio real quick. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm still echoing. Well, I'm sorry, folks, that we're echoing. I will mute myself when the Lama's talking. You're gonna have to just get through this one with us here. Sorry again. Forgive us. So, Master Lama Rasaji, why don't you talk about the RV and all of that, and then once I talk, you so
Okay.
there's no back thing. So I'm going to talk about what the RV is from your standpoint of view, both from the world's view and the Lamasery's view.
Sure. So most people understand that the RV is the revaluation of the world currencies, and most of the popular currencies and most of the most stable currencies are traded every day on the forex market. Whereas myself, I have about 4 to 5 years experience in that. Would I say I was a professional trader? No, but everything in the universe has a rhythm, and the forex is no different. So it's basically what side of that rhythm that you're on. But that market is the liquidation for most of the equity markets on a day-to-day basis. And it's very interesting to know the Lama series been around long enough to see these financial institution come into being, even the banking industry. So if you can imagine, what we've noticed over the years is that, especially in the last 20 to 30 years, and since the forex market uh, had impact on the broader market, is they have a merit system they refer to as a merit system. A lot of people don't know they use that term. And in that merit system, they allow things to just swing so far. A lot of people say, well, that's manipulation. And they very well could be right. But the key of it is that most currencies never swing outside of anywhere from 5 to 10% of what they normally are. And in that process, not only is the currency market affected, but also world trade is impacted by that. And of course, God has his idea about what should be going on and what not should be going on. So as people more and more implement God's way, we're going to see a change in the market. How drastic? I think there's a lot of people out there that are really feeling like it's going to be drastic. They might be right. There's people feeling like that, people are going to wake up overnight and like they won the lotto, and some feel that might be right. Lamasery doesn't quite see it that way. Lamasery says there's going to be a balance between these two opposing forces. And of course, there always has been. See, a lot of people like to live in a world of duality and then expect duality to not exist, Jimmie. So that's the real thing that I actually find humorous myself. But back to you, Jimmie.
We'll do the unmuting and unmuting, folks, so you won't get that background noise, and we'll do our best for that. But I'm around a lot of people that are talking about the RV, the reevaluation. And again, we're going to talk about what the world thinks, my view of it, and then of course, Master Lama Rasaji is a global spokesperson for a 3,300 plus year lamasery is going to give you, their point of view of it. And then, again, we're going to get into God's RV, which is the most important. Okay. The most important, because I got to tell you, folks, things are happening with the wealth transfer. To me personally, it's happening. Like I can't even, I'm so grateful that Abba has me stewarding this, but it's amazing how fast it's happening. And we want that for all of you. Okay. All of you. So it's real important. But there's a lot of people that talk about the RV. I've got friends of mine that say they've got, like NDAs with the Homeland Security and the Treasury Department and all of that. These are good people that I know, and they talk to me about it. And I've been hearing about the RV for quite a long time, that the Iraqi dinar was going to explode, and that the Zimbabwe $100 trillion note was going to be utilized for some different kind of projects and all of that stuff. And up until this year, I literally owned no currency except US dollars and silver and gold. I'm a very big silver person mainly. I'm not a financial advisor. Let me make that statement clear right now. But I like silver. Okay. I like land, right? I like assets. I like investing in my own businesses. I like that kind of stuff. Things that create more cash flow where you're utilizing your money to make money, right? And so I've been hearing it for a long time that people with these dinaris and people with these Zimbabwe notes and all of that would one day get a big lump of some money in their account. Now, I've also heard that not all people will, um, depending on who you are. Are you ready for that kind of situation? I don't know. I just said to myself, you know what? Let me take some money. Let me buy some. Let me put it into my drawer. And if I make 20, 30, 40%, 10%, 5% on it, I'm happy with it. If I lose it, well, I, make sure that you can afford to lose it, right? Make sure that it's not going to hurt you. Um, and then, that's good. But myself and Master Lama Rasaji have a mutual friend, his friend for a long time, Mr. Joseph Land. And actually, Joseph is involved in Forex trading. And so what I said to him is, I know, and also another student of Master Lama Rasaji's Master David, been trading Forex, on a monthly basis. So do people make money trading currencies right now, every single day, every six? Yeah, they do. But what I said was, okay, again, I took some money. I went on eBay. I bought that Iraqi dinar. I bought a couple of those Zimbabwe things. I bought, Vietnam dong. But again, money that I would not miss. Okay, put it away. Forget about it. Not thinking I'm going to hit the lottery. Let's get in front of God's RV. Not man's RV, because we see that the whole world system is built on quicksand. Okay, not built on solid rock. And we did a episode in the Patriot Lama show about that. You should watch that if you haven't. But I just hedged my bets there. But when I talked to Joseph Land, I said, if you as a Forex guy, is your team actually doing Forex? If I came to you and I said, Joseph, what is the best currency, foreign currency for me and my family to make an investment in for the long-term play? What is it and why is it? I was given the Vietnam dong, and because it's going to be the next, Vietnam's going to be the next Hong Kong, and with manufacturing and all of that. So that's what I was told. I get updates from different people that that are talking about this RV all the time. But what I would tell everybody is, let's listen to Master Lama Rasaji on this first question. What is the difference between man's RV and God's RV? And let's listen to him, and let's listen to what the Lamasery has to say about this. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Jimmie. That was very well put. Um, the short answer, and then I'll get a little bit more into detail, is everything mainly to do with God and man can be summed up in the answer to the same question: short term, long term, short term, long term, right? So when you look at all the fiat currencies that are being exchanged around the planet today, that are driven a lot by oil and other commodities, as opposed to being backed by precious metals and real estate, you can see a split between man's way and God's way. So, when I'm looking at God's way, I'm thinking a couple things here. Intrinsic value. In other words, what is the energy ratio for this commodity? So, when I look at the intrinsic value, what do I see? Well, if you're a person like the Lama, and you can actually see electromagnetic fields around things in the world, then you will actually be able to see them around precious metals, jewels, trees, pieces of property. So you'll see a high intrinsic value. You'll see a gradation, if you will, or frequency of God's Holy Spirit that in the physical world we use words like prana and chi. When I look at what man's created, when man said, and especially what I'm thinking about in America, when President Nixon says we're going off the gold standard. Well, he might as well just saying, screw you, God, we're going down another highway. You haven't really worked good for us right now, and we're just going to create our own ways of doing things. Well, and what has happened? Because of the printing of this, is like every time they don't want to be accountable for their physical policies, then what do? They don't change their physical policies. They go out and print more money again. And then what they do is they deflate and inflate that currency. So the other issue here between man and God is because they have a printing press and they think that's okay, they can just continue to create the substance they refer to as money. Again, when go back to God and you look at real estate, you look at gold, you look at silver, you look at diamonds, you look at precious stones, you even look at crystals like amethyst crystals and stuff. What do they share in common besides the intrinsic value? Oh, yeah, there's only so much of that. There's no printing press, Jimmie, for gold and silver and real estate. So I don't have to be a financial planner, nor do I have to be a rocket scientist to look over the next 10 to 12 years. And I'm looking at my portfolio and I say, how much of my portfolio do I want to have in fiat currencies? And then of the fiat currencies, which are the most stable? And like you said, which ones have the most potential growth in the next 10 to 12 years? But I would be a fool, literally a fool, if I'm not going to own a certain amount of real estate in the next 10 to 12 years, that I'm not going to own a certain amount of precious metals, especially gold and silver. And I agree with you about silver. I have an affinity towards silver too. And I actually like the coins because the way I look at it, it's never going to be worth less than $1 coin, but it has a good chance in the next 10 to 12 years. See, what is going to happen according to the Lama series? One thing you can count on with the RV as it becomes more and more implemented, and that is whether there's a 10 to 20% spread, which would be, by the way, considered huge if you really know anything about currency, not just what you've heard some false prophet on the internet claim to know, but if you really know, 10 to 20% swings are huge, huge. Example, I'm very familiar with the Filipino peso. I've had a relationship with the Philippines for over 40 years. And I can tell you in the last 20 years, there hasn't been more than a 5 to 10% swing between the US dollar and the Filipino peso. So for it to go beyond 10%, well, that would be such a blessing for the Philippines. I can't even begin to tell you. But these are issues that people really need to consider. And I guarantee you this, I'm going to own some of God's currency in the next 10 to 12 years. And I think God's currency has the best chance for return than a lot of these temporary currencies. Back to you, Jimmie.
So you folks understand that, man or worldly RV is all about this fiat currency being cashed in for this new currency or new gold backed currency. And, again, I wouldn't be waiting for that. There's a lot going on around this world. I'm not a financial advisor again. And I seen somebody made a comment about how they're on a limited budget and all of that. Well, we're working, like, we've got some technology things that we have to tweak out, but we're almost there to help with people being able to make some extra revenue. Okay. Because if you don't have available cash to convert into silver or to convert into foreign currency or to convert into, land or something of, asset value, then you got to bring in more revenue. Okay. That's what you have to do. You can't think about, if you've got the spare thing to get one of these $1 trillion Zimbabwe's, I can't tell you that that's going to happen. Okay. I don't think the Lama is going to tell you that's going to happen either. A lot of people I know are out there because just of the amount of views. I mean, the amount of views people are giving to people that are out there saying this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And I keep hearing it's going to happen, and it's going to happen, and it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And maybe one day it will happen. But I've heard in the last 10 years that we're right around the corner from it happening. And these are from people that are telling me they're literally plugged in at a very high level, okay, with contracts, NDAs with the Department of Defense, Homeland Security, and the Treasury Department. And so, again, my concern about the worldly RV is, are we going from, if that was to occur, let's just hypothetically say that occurred, and all of a sudden everybody that had these Zimbabwe things were millionaires or billionaires, and everybody had, put $50 into, that, or, Iraqi dinars, or they all just became super rich. Well, nobody would do anything. Most of the people that would have that kind of availability of cash would literally go down the wrong path because they have no idea how to steward real money, massive amounts of money. So to me, the Heavenly Father's plan, Abba's plan, God's plan is not to make everybody a millionaire or a billionaire or a quadrillionaire overnight. Okay? Because that wouldn't be productive for the world. That would actually be, not good for the world. And not that we don't have the resources to clean up this planet and put everybody into a house and shelter and electric and food and water. We do. And we should, right? It's about, where are your priorities? In war, in all this nonsense, or in doing better for Mother Earth and humanity? I believe that is going to happen. Okay. I believe that the humanity is going to turn around and start, demanding these kind of things. But I don't believe everybody's going to hit the lottery. And I don't think everyone should be waiting for that. You need to learn how to fish. You need to learn how to bring in additional revenue for you and your family. And then if you've got some additional cash that you want to put into something, then you need to diversify. Again, I'm not a financial consultant, but having a little silver, having a little land, having a little maybe gold, having, these different things that you need to have. Like, one of the things I did, and I'm going to tell you, is I moved my 401k into, a precious metal, IRA. And, we have a link that you can get on Rasaji. If you go to his page, you can click on silver and gold, Rasaji.com, and you can read about that, and you can get, fill out a form and talk to them directly. I myself own no stock now. Okay. And friends of mine that make millions of dollars in stock, okay, they got out of it, I'm not kidding you, about 18 months ago. About 18 months ago. Okay. And so, you got to be very careful with what you're doing. Make sure that you don't put all your eggs in any one basket ever. And remember, it's God's RV, and what Master Lama Rasaji is going to be talking to us about today is where we want to focus. Where we want to focus. You want to position yourself for that great transfer of wealth that's happening right now. And, online education, like what we're going to be launching for folks that need that additional revenue stream with Circle of Life, mastermind webinars, and all of that's going to help people bring in more cash flow by helping other people make them better and stronger spiritually, but also where they can learn how to fish and build multiple streams of income. Then as you're going along and you have that, that extra cash flow where you need to put it somewhere, that's what you do. Okay. But for you guys thinking this is Willy Wonka and the chocolate factory, the golden ticket. It's hard for me to buy. And again, I don't want to poo-poo anybody out there, but I just personally am not waiting around. And I got $200 or $300 trillion. This is no code either. It's like the guy on Austin Powers, Dr. Evil, $1 trillion of Zimbabwe's. And I don't think that's going to mean much to me. Okay, personally. Master Lama Rasaji. Okay, one of the things is a lot of people are waiting for this to happen. And the next question I'm going to say is ask you is, what is the estimated time for this to take place? And, again, go into what the Lamasery is saying about the RV and kind of the timeline, what you're hearing and what you're feeling in your spirit with your discernment.
Yeah, good question, Jimmie, and very good dialogue you just did, and it's right on target with a lot of what the Lamasery's been saying. There's going to be, and we've referred to this on other episodes of the Patriot and Lama. It's hard to believe we're at episode 35 today. Seems like yesterday we were doing 5, and I just, the next 10 to 12 years, there's going to be a lot. There's a part of me that can understand why people think there's going to be such a huge move, or the RV is almost going to be miraculous. I think that the Father's energy, the Lamasery says this is the time for the Father. And it's been coming for a long time. And the Lamasery is here to tell people they do not need a mediator between Abba and themselves. So as we strengthen that, Jimmie, I think that we're going to see the market that's been suppressing his assets that he put on the planet, like the precious metals, like property. We're going to see that lid come off of that. And because of this, it would not shock the Lamasery to see silver or gold do 5 to 10 times in the next 10 to 12 years. We also believe that we won't see the lotto exchange of currencies. We also believe we won't see an immediate level playing field in currency like people are talking about Jasara and Nisara and this kind of implement. What we do believe and what we have seen backed by 3,000 years of experience is that we probably in the next 10 to 12 years are going to see that needle of fairness move further than we've ever seen it move before. In other words, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Filipino peso break 40 pesos to the dollar and go into the 30s. I would not be surprised to see that. I would not be surprised to see the Vietnam Dong do 10-fold plus return in that same period of time. I would also believe that we're going to see certain parcels of real estate kind of neutralize to a downswing. But like the sage of the South says, Joseph Land, I believe that we're going to see prime real estate in especially in America and in the Southeast to the Southwest, the premium real estate that people from all over the world, and when I mean all over the world, I mean, all over the world are buying property in Florida, South Carolina, Texas. I believe we're going to see those stabilize and would not be surprised that in that same time frame we could see anywhere from 50% increase to as much as 3 times the increase on really valuable real estate. I mean, the top line valuable real estate, the kind of real estate that a person in California is calling their broker and says, you know what? Tell me about some of that beachfront property in Florida because you know what? I want to invest in that. They might not be buying it for themselves, but I've talked with enough people in the real estate market to say there's a lot of those kind of transactions that are starting to happen. And then not only look at the flow of that, look at the dollars of the people who are relocating because of all the mischief that's happened in the last 24 months. People are living in countries, as you know, Jimmie, I communicate internationally on a daily basis. I'm the global spokesperson for the Lama series. It's nothing for me to have a conversation with someone in Japan, the Philippines, India on a daily basis. And in the process of that, I'm hearing international dollars come into the US market and people are buying because what's going to happen as travel gets more freed up in the next 12 to 24 months, and we know that's going to happen. What are these people getting ready to? They're going to position themselves in a way with property so that they have more freedom if these shenanigans happen again in the and you better believe they're going to. They're going to create some more shenanigans, and you better be ready. The Lamasery says whether man makes a trend or God makes a trend. If the trend is big enough, in commerce, they say the trend is your friend. What you don't want to do is be on the opposite side of that trend. Back to you, Jimmie.
Yeah, and I see a few people here talking about how we have money and all of this stuff. Listen, folks, let me tell you one thing right straight. I've always done well, working. My son will tell you. We struggled. Me and my wife have had our years of struggle. Last year in 2020 was a very, very good year. I mean, 2020 was a very good year. I focus on the positive. I don't focus on the negative. I don't dwell on the fear porn, and I focus on the solutions. I'm a solution oriented person. I understand the law of attraction. I understand what you vibrate out, you get back. I understand the law of mindset, the law of personal growth. I've been studying it for over 30 years. I've watched people destroy their entire lives by their stinking thinking. If you got to take everybody on this live right now and everybody that sees this in the future, take responsibility for your life. You're where you're at because you're vibrating that. Did you get what I said? You're where you're at because you're vibrating that. And it's that simple. And one of the things I can tell you is meeting Master Lama Rasaji and implementing Tai Chi Gung into my daily routine took me from one of the best years of my life in 2020 to tenfold that. You hearing me? Not that I'm handing out like I'm doing a bunch of charity for people that don't want to work or anything. What I do in secret between me and Abba, but 10 times that. More than that, by the way. I'm just going to tell you 10 because you ain't going to believe it because I didn't even believe it. But my relationship with the creator of all things has increased so much. And I've worked on my relationship for years and years and years. My son will attest to this. But I can tell you from having a development company right now, having 20 some people working for the core team, then that's just on my side of the equation, not even including on Master Lama Rasaji's side of the equation. I can tell you, we created the 45-day challenge for free to set you free from yourself. Stop worrying about everyone else. Start worrying about you, yourself, and what are you vibrating? I understand. I get it. I've trained thousands of people. Master Lama's Rasaji's trained tremendous amounts of people. For God's sakes, they never had a global spokesman for the Lamasery, and he's it in the history of the Lamasery. A Lamasery that's seen the rise that was around before Christ walked the planet, 1,200 years before, that was there when the rise of the Roman Empire came and the fall of the Roman Empire came. That's infiltrated every religion, every government, every major international corporation, pretty much everything on the planet still today. When you hone your skill set over 3,300 years, you get good. I got 80,000 hours in my skill set, okay, that Abba's given me, the skills that he's given me to do what I am here for this time around. But I can tell you, everything starts with your mindset and what you're vibrating out, and you need to change that. And I would ask you, please, you have nothing to lose. And at the end of this show, I'm going to show you how you can get a free 45-day challenge in that back office where you can work on that. And let's shift your mindset. Talk good about yourself. Don't talk about how broke you are or how poor you are and all this stuff. Because you know what? If you keep on talking about being broke and poor and living in lack and living in non-abundance and living in, you will only get that back. Now, Master Lama Rasaji, before I get to the next question, I need you to give some feedback on what I just said, please.
Well, it's huge. I mean, it's right on target, Jimmie. And that is, we've done shows on this, so we're going to relate to this. And last week we did, the true story of the Garden of Eden and Adam. And so a lot of people are on with us this week. So when I make a statement that, God's been around watching what we're doing for 500,000 years on this planet. I want you to think about that for a second. So he's like, a lot of people think it's like the Bette Midler song From a Distance, how everything looks different from a distance. So imagine the head architect of creation is watching us. And about 172 to 174,000 years ago, he says, I'm going to have a more direct impact. So he does that. Adam and Eve come out. Adam looks in his mirror of life, and unfortunately, Adam has what the Lama calls the Mozart syndrome. What's the Mozart syndrome? Well, Elvis Presley had the Mozart syndrome. Mozart, Amadeus had it himself. Janis Joplin had it, Jimi Hendrix had it, Michael Jackson had it. It's when you look in the mirror and you see less than of yourself than even the people around you that love you. It creates, instead of a light in the center of your being, which is supposed to be in your solar plex, because that's where God put our light center, that Christ light center, if you will, it becomes like a black hole in space, a vacuum. And I saw my father rise and fall like the Roman Empire that Jimmie was talking about. I saw this man. As a matter of fact, I had one of the most beautiful experiences in the last week that I've had maybe in a while. My dad's secretary of 18 years of his 33-year run of prosperity, she called me. I didn't even know she was alive, and she's 85, 87. If my dad was alive today, he'd be about 90. And she went on and on how incredible of a being that he was, and that he always saw the best in people, no matter their color of their skin or whatever. And we both talked about the last year or two, which was the downfall of him. He had, without a doubt, what's called the Midas touch. Remember the story of King Midas and the Midas touch? Everything he touched turned to gold, right? Well, my dad, in his life and construction, was hired by 5 different people to take a construction company out of the red into the green. He was known as the miracle maker, right? But when he decided one day to form his own company, he signed his John Henry to a $7.5 million banknote. And from the day he walked out of the bank, I saw his demise, because all those other companies that he was the general manager and president from, he could always go back and reach into somebody else's pocket if he needed extra funding. But now he had to reach in to his pocket. And the problem was he didn't grow to that level to do that along the way. So that when he got to that level of responsibility, can you imagine you're a road contractor and you see 3 weeks in the winter that just rain every day, and you're sitting there counting thousands and tens of thousands of dollars that you're losing because the equipment that you had to buy is not being used. The labor you're paying for, they're not being used. You can't lay asphalt in the rain. So it just destroyed him. And the most basic thing that I learned in that relationship was he didn't know what he had done to become this 33-year superstar. He didn't know it consciously, because had he known it consciously, he would have did what Paul says in the epistles, where he says, if you should fall short of the great word to come, meaning Christ, because he's incarnation of the word, renew unto repentance. In other words, get back to the roots of spirituality. And instead of my dad knowing what that pathway was, because he wasn't being trained like his son is a Lama from the ground up, he didn't know about the circle of the life and what the mind and the power it had, and breathing energy had, and moving energy, and absorbing energy on 3 levels of nutrition, which we teach in the 45-day challenge. Yesterday on the Daily Lama, and if you didn't have a chance, I should actually say today on the Daily Lama, you need to listen, because I talked about the first being on the planet after Adam that consciously did that to again implement Abba's way in teaching. See, Abba is my financial advisor. Abba guides my boat. Abba, with his Holy Spirit, he tells the Lama what to do and when to do it. And that's who I listen to. Why? I've been meditating since I was a teenager. Since I was a teenager, I understood at 15 years old the power of him. Now, 50 years later, after being trained 50 years on top of the 15 years of knowing, buddy howdy, I have seen his miraculousness show up in people's life beyond things you could imagine. So if he tells me 2 things, Jimmie told you about the realignment of wealth. They have told me even King Solomon's wealth is being delegated to children of light. So a lot of that silver and gold that King Solomon, it's back on the market today. Did you know that? You might want some of that. But here's the other thing that he told me. And we've mentioned this on the Mastermind webinar with Joseph Land. Not only is he redirecting the wealth from dark to light, and every day dark becomes smaller and light becomes bigger, right? How much of that do you want? But he is teaching people like you to recreate new wealth out of his ether, out of his Holy Spirit. See, we no longer see startups like Google, Mary Kay, all these companies that, Microsoft, they started in the garages and they're billion-dollar companies. Now, these are the garage today. Open your laptop, check your Wi-Fi connection, get your mic and get your camera working, get out in the marketplace. Listen to a genius like Jimmie Schwinn. Listen to a genius like Joseph Land, who's been there, done that, and still doing that, and at the same time mentoring. And this is also Jimmie. That is where the new Googles and the new Federal Expresses, all these companies that started. When Federal Express said they were going to do what they were going to do, when Southwest Airlines, they were laughed at. Delta looked at Southwest, and Eastern Airline looked, and Eastern's no longer, and says, are you kidding? You're going to come in and take market share by cutting airline prices in half? UPS and the Postal Service and DHL looked at Federal Express and says, you got to be kidding. You think you're going to take market share from us? Well, they developed this thing called servant leadership, and they had the ability to empty their cup. They went and they weighed the market and they said, hey, they're doing wrong over here. We can do this better. We can do better over here. They decided to open up a shipping business that was totally focused on customer service. And man, it was like Grant took Richmond when Federal Express come. You could be the next Federal Express or the next Southwest Airlines. Back to you, Jimmie.
Yeah, and I want to make sure that everybody understands that, sometimes I might sound a little, let's say, harsh, the Patriot. But what I say to you is with love, okay? My life hasn't always been rainbows and sunshines. I went through my trials and tribulations, but being that your words have power over you and others, in the scriptures, it talks about your tongue. Your tongue can create life or death. What you're going to eat the fruit of it. So you got to be really, really careful on what you say about yourself, what you write about yourself, or what you write about others, or what you say about others. Because the bottom line is this: just as my team and I write software and we put business rules within a program, the creator of all things created business rules within life, within all the universes. And you get what you vibrate. And that's the way it is. It's really that simple. So if you work on yourself spiritually and you work with Master Lama Rasaji with the Tai Chi Gung, which I don't care I don't care what religion you are. Okay. I had somebody told me, Jimmie, what you're telling people, you're going to be condemned to hell, for what you're saying. Here we go again. Here we go again. They're judging me. Now, I guess Abba made them the judge instead of King Yahushua, right? Don't judge others. What I'm saying, I'm not pinpointing anyone. What I'm saying is I'm seeing comments that are talking about lack and insufficiency in those people's lives. And because I can see all the comments coming from YouTube, from Facebook, from all this. And this is why, just on Facebook alone, one of our videos has over 50,000 views. Okay, if you go to the My Patriots Network page, go look at those videos. Okay, so people are resonating with the information. I don't want you to I want you to understand that everything I say is out of love, but I'm going to be who I am. All right? And I'm going to try to do my best to help you, because if I didn't care, I could tell you I could make my life a lot easier by focusing on a couple things I got, like body line and some other things. And the Lama, you know, if you want to know about body line, go to Energy Wellness on his site and listen to Genius Steve and him talk about energy wellness, which, by the way, the Lama can feel. He can feel all the frequencies. He can feel everything that energy wellness is doing to his body. And he gets into detail and talks about all that. If you have not watched that video, you need to watch it. Very, very powerful. Frequencies, good and bad, create something, right? So you got to be very careful what you're putting out. You know, what is your signal going out? And listen, I'll be working on it for the rest of my life. The Lama's working on it for the rest of his life. I'm not here condemning anybody. I'm trying to help you. Because again, if I didn't care, I would have sold everything here in the United States, left, moved with my beautiful senorita of 32 plus years, went to beautiful Panama, Dominican Republic, take a look at it, and I'd be over there short selling the world, making tens of millions. Okay? I care. And I'm not only care, but we're putting our, you know, again, Abba's got us, the Lama series got us, our grounding got us. But you think that the evil side of the equation likes what we're saying? We want you to step into your power. And we're going to be here, Abba willing, you know, to accomplish our destiny. And that's going to help bring a lot of you into stewardship for abundance of blessing poured into your life. Money, it ain't your money. The blessing that you are given, you're the steward of. It's Abba's money. When you're ready for it, I mean, I went through a lot. Master Lama Rasaji, we were talking about that, you know, what we both have went through to get us to this point where Abba is pouring this kind of blessing to do his will and purpose, not to go buy boats and this and that. No, to do his will and purpose. I've done that materialism stuff in my late 30s and early 40s. And you know what it brings you? Nada. Not happy, not joy, lots of problems, okay? But when you're going every step of the day towards the destiny that you've been created for, and you're asking Abba's will, Abba's way, and it's not about you, it's about Abba, the creator, whatever you call the creator. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. And it will be good for you like you never know, but you got to do the work. A lot of people, this is the lottery mentality, and we're going to talk about that here. The next question. Well, when does this happen? I think we've covered it. This is not an overnight thing, folks. You know, this whole situation of financial system basically coming down with this fiat currency crap, and, you know, it's all built on sand. The whole financial system and all the governments of the world are built on sand. Well, what happens when you build something on sand? Eventually it collapses, right? It collapses. So we're going to have the best opportunity ever in the history of this planet for wealth transfer from the wicked to the righteous, but also in setting up the systems the way they were intended to be set up, the way that Abba wants them to be set up. Because believe me, all these evil people, you're going to watch stuff happen to them like you don't even understand, okay? They're going to be surgically removed, and it ain't going to be by my hand or Master Lama Rasaji's hand. It's going to be by the Heavenly Father's hand, and it's already happening, and it's going to accelerate as we go into this water tiger here in, I think, February. Watch the acceleration, but get your solid foundation of your relationship with the creator of all things, and get yourself prepared as quick as you can for the transfer of this wealth. And we're going to help you where, wouldn't you like to be able to share these videos and get people the 45-day challenge, and they go up the value ladder because they love the results they're getting. They're getting loved on. They're seeing massive results happening. I mean, go look at the testimonials. People are seeing transformational changes in all aspects of their life, including their financial life. It's happening. So there's going to be a lot of things that we're going to bring out so that you can build additional revenue streams for you and your family by doing well. How would you like to share, Master Lama Rasaji's little video on gold and silver and God's RV on the Daily Lama? And then everybody that comes to that video that decides that they do want to move their 401k into a precious back metal IRA, you make your commission. Okay. So there's a lot of things we're working on that are needed now, not a bunch of nonsense. I don't get involved in promoting a bunch of nonsense. Okay. I have no time for that. Okay. But we are working on it. And we had a little bit of a situation going on with technology, but we got that sorted. And we're going to bring this out in February for everybody. We're going to have a beta group of people that are going to help us make it better and better and better. Those of you that need to get additional revenue. Those of you that can be a professional inviter to the information. Those of you that can share. We're not asking you to get on camera. We're not asking you to get on a mic. We're not asking you to do any of that. We're asking you to share, and help change this world. And I'm going to get into more detail when we're ready to launch it. We're going to have another webinar, which I'm going to invite everybody to and show you exactly what we're talking about. And again, the foundational part is your relationship with the Creator and how you enhance that and enhance yourself. Get in that 45-day challenge. I mean, go look at those freaking testimonials. Do you want some of that? You want to step into your power? From me and Rasaji, Master Lama Rasaji, coming back together in this lifetime, and me having the best year, one of the best years in 2020, but now bringing this into the equation and watching all this stuff happening and then reading all these testimonials, I can tell you that you need to make a move. All right. Get yourself ready because it's happening. And we're going to help with it. Abba's got us helping with that transfer. And we need a lot of people. We need a lot of stewards. Okay. So it's really, really important, for all of you to get through that 45-day challenge and then do it. I'm so proud of my wife. My beautiful wife, Cynthia. She's very skeptical about everything. She trusts no one. Okay? No one. And she's very skeptical. I mean, even with Bodyline, until she wore the pain patch and the sleep patch and it worked for her, and this is a person that stays up all night and it knocked her out, and all that stuff works, she was skeptical, saying, hey, this ain't gonna work. Same thing with Tai Chi Gung. She made a promise to me when we went the week before we went down to see Master Lama Rasaji and his wife Mita, that she would do it with me, that she would start with me. And she did. And she's on day 57. And I'm so proud of her and what I'm watching happening to her. It can happen to everybody. So don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Get her done. Okay. So Master Lama Rasaji, we know this is going to be about a 10-year transition or so. Why don't you talk a little bit about that? That's the next question that we got here. Go ahead.
Yeah. So now is the time to get started. As we say in the South, get her done. Now is the time for you to go to the dollar store, and that you're going to get one of those spiral notebooks. And when you start doing your 45-day challenge, you're going to start jotting down ideas that are coming, because both hemispheres of your brain are going to be more balanced than ever before. Your energy is going to go up, according to James Redfield and the Celestine Prophecy. As our energy goes up, we're communicating with the divine even more. First, it shows up in synchronicity and intuition. And then it shows up by the voice of truth. Oh, what is the voice of truth? Well, as you start growing spiritually and coming into your roots and your grounding, you start hearing two voices, and you got to understand which one you want to listen to. The voice of fear will say, "Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. What the hell? Why are you going to even try?" Voice of truth says, "I'm taking you to the next level. You're coming into your power. I want you to go ahead." And you're going to know it's the voice of truth because you're going to be a little squirmish. He's always going to take you not through the bleachers. He's going to want you to jump over the bleachers. And he's also going to tell you, if you do, it's like getting out that boat and walking on the water with Jesus, right? How many of those apostles were ready to go out in faith? How many of them trusted that what Jesus was saying was going to be true? So you got your book, you're doing your 45-day challenge. About 5 or 10 days into it, you're feeling energy. You don't even know why you're feeling better. It don't really matter. What matters is you're feeling better. So all of a sudden, you go to the document session, you download the column exercise, you start thinking about the people you want in your life the next 10 years. You start thinking about the new commerce that you're going to make because you're going to commit to building a business. You're going to join Jimmie's affiliate program, whatever, but you're going to move forward. Well, you're going to start making some extra monies. So now you have your own RV in place, right? You want to align your RV with somebody else's RV, right? You hear people on the internet, and I know they're talking this and that. And if that happens for you, boy, howdy, but it's icing on the cake. We're trying to teach you how to bake and make the cake. Let that be the icing. And if that happens, fine. You hear people talking about moral compasses and stuff, and that's how you get set and in alignment with God, right? But you also remember, what did your mom and your dad and your grandmother and grandfather tell you when you were young? Well, Jimmie, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Wow, that's a moral compass that I remember because that's how my grandmother and my grandfather talked. Remember that conversation? Yeah. If it sounded too good to be true, the chances are it ain't. Okay. So when you're grounded spiritually, and Abba begins to speak to you the voice of truth, you can count on the voice of truth. And the voice of truth will always be your greatest cheerleader. It'll be your greatest coach. It'll be your greatest mentor. Now, I've laid a foundation for you today, what the Lama is saying. And Lama ain't a few weeks old. And they've seen people come and go. They've seen millionaires like countries rise and fall. And they've seen it all happen. But you got to understand, you have the ability to think intelligently. You don't have to be a sheep. You can be a shepherd, and you can learn to mentor to people. Let me tell you, God the Father, because this is his generation, we're declaring this is Abba's generation. Who am I? People ask me, who are you really? It don't matter who I am. I've come for one reason and one reason only, and that is to tell the truth of God the Father in human history for the last 170,000 years. This is a story that's never been told to the open public. Where you got to come to find it? Well, it's the My Patriots Network. It's the Circle of Life community, which is totally free to join. We have already over 10,000 people who have, and they every day get our emails. They knew to come here early because the emails went out automatically. We don't inundate you with 20 emails a day and stuff like that. We're respectful of your time and your place. Every morning we deliver a daily Lama, which is a spiritual message about something in our life. It's about 15 to 17 minutes long. And then you can go with the day, you can focus on your task at hand. And like Jesus says, now your spirit will be willing because now your spirit is strong enough to get done. So, like I said, I hope and pray that some of these people are right, that they are right. They might be, but the Lama series says, whatever happens, you better get your house in order because a storm's coming. And part of that storm is a financial storm. And like Joseph Land said so eloquently on the last mastermind webinars, and that is when the storm comes, where are you going to be? Where are you and your family going to be when that storm? Because she's a coming. That's something that everybody agrees on across the planet, right? Back to you, Jimmie.
Well, yeah, you can't keep printing fake, fiat currency that has nothing backing it, but the ink, nothing backing it. And then all these people have, their printing presses, or they just digitally put it in and expect, this not to fall. It will. But if you've got yourself positioned and your foundation strong, not only will you weather the storm, but you'll thrive in it. Okay. You will thrive. What I see here, and I love you all. And, and again, anybody out there that's done the 45-day challenge, please, in the comments, let people know what it's done for you. If you've got, if it's done something bad for you, we want you to tell the truth. Let people know. We need people to see this in the comments because we want to get more and more people in through it and ongoing, so it empowers them, right? The more people that go through that, the faster we're going to be able to move this world to what we all want it to be, right? And we all want it to be where not just a few families of people that print the money control it, right? Right? We don't want it to be that way anymore. We want it to be fair. We don't want people dying on the ground, little babies. We don't want all this. And guess what? It's going to go away, but it's not going to go away tomorrow. And it's not going to go away as fast as some of these people are saying it's going to go away. And what worries me about it is that, a lot of people are thinking that they're going to be all this rescuing's happening and they're not preparing themselves. They're waiting for this man's RV to hit, fill their bank account up, start the humanitarian projects, and they don't even know how to run their household. Okay? They have no idea how to be a good steward with funds coming in and how to allocate and how to have the discernment so that you're hearing from the Abba what to do with it. Because you surely don't want to fund the government. You want to give them, you got to stay compliant. I hear a lot of people talking about, do I have to pay 2021 taxes? I am. And believe me, you don't even want to write the kind of check I got to write. Okay. But I'm not going to be, if they eventually give us our money back, well, great. If they don't, okay. I figure it's like the mafia charging me their percentage. I probably get a better deal with the mafia. I could get 20%. Maybe I can negotiate them down to 15. The government's insane. They're at 37% for someone like myself. And it's insanity. Okay. Paying into a social security system that I'll never see. Right. But I'm not going to dwell on that. I'm going to make sure that the foundation of my home and my household and my family is solid. So as I go through the storm, and we all will go through it, that we weather it together, not that it weakens us, but it strengthens us. And that's why you've got to be go through the 45-day challenge, get involved in we got a Facebook group, Circle of Life with Rasaji. Get involved in that Facebook group. On My Patriots Network, we have 130,000 members. You heard me right. 130,000 members. And on My Patriots Network, It's not about sitting there and complaining and posting all this fear porn. I mean, I don't, we don't censor people because I believe in the First Amendment rights, but we're literally getting stuff done. We're getting stuff done. We're working on right now with Sheriff Mack of the CSPOA to put together a convention, a constitutional convention of sheriffs, by the way, who in 45 of the United States have the ultimate power when it comes to law enforcement and the Constitution over the Supreme Court, over the president, over the governor of their state, over the mayor of their town, over the freaking person in their county commissioner. Okay. And we're going to be bringing in hundreds of sheriffs from around this country. We've already trained almost 600 sheriffs already. We are creating, Abba's creating through us and through the people that are with us, the team, spiritual patriots like never seen before, like in the old days, back in the biblical times. Okay. We need to focus on that. That's why My Patriots Network is a solution-oriented social platform to bring patriots together. Master Lama Rasaji, all his messaging's up there. We are working on building spiritual patriots to change this world for the better. But it ain't going to be overnight. It ain't going to be overnight. And prepare yourself. Please don't get caught not prepared. Extra food, extra water in storage, maybe a little generator like a solar generator. Prepare yourself. But what's going to be great is let this evil, corrupt, sin system, satanic system fall. And then what we all build together in love, in harmony, will be something that will be beautiful. And when we put the Father, Abba, and his Son, and the Spirit back at the top of the pillar society and stop fighting about the minutia. Oh, whose religion's better than whose religion? All this just fighting whose political party's better than whose political party, judging everybody, doing all this stuff, putting all this bad, negative vibration out. People don't understand, if us as human beings don't stop putting all this negative vibration out, Mother Earth is reacting. That's why you see, besides the weather weapon things, you see a lot of weather things going on, and you're going to see a lot more happening this year. Okay. And so we got to work together as a team, all of us, getting strong foundationally with our spiritual relationship with the creator of all things, getting our house in order, making sure we got multiple streams of income coming in, and then weathering the storm and being the beacon light. Like you see when the ship's out there and you got the lighthouse on the shore and it's dark and you can't see anything, but you see that lighthouse. That's what all of you, some of you already are, and some of you will be, and everyone should want to be. So we already talked about the lottery. I'm going to go to the last question. What kind of rebuilding will take place after the RV, God's RV, is established?
Well, 144,000 souls or more, hopefully much more, but at least 144,000 people will get on the other side of the conversation that the Apostle John and Jesus are having in Revelation. They'll get on the other side of that. And as you get on the other side of that, you'll realize that Revelation was a prologue. It was not an entire gospel, it was a prologue. It's continued to be written, and it's going to be written basically by these 144,000 souls who will honor Abba's way, will go through the baptismal of fire. Remember, the baptismal of water is that welcoming into the church and the body of the church, but symbolically, it is about the first birth because we're born of the water. And in ancient India, they went into the Ganges every day. When I was living in India for 4 years, training in 3 yoga disciplines and learning Hindi dancing, let me tell you, bathing in the Ganges at 3:30 to 4 o'clock in the morning under the moonlight in January is quite an experience for a Southern boy. I'll tell you for sure. It makes me really appreciate the plumbers, which are the spiritual aristocrats of this world, with the hot running water. I'm really happy to have that. The key of it is that you got to remember that you have the tools. All you have to do now is accept your power. So we're giving you all the tools. The most basic tools: join the free community, do the free 45-day challenge, feel the energy. People say, Lama Rasaji, I get to like this fourth Qigong exercise called Tai Chi Swim, and I start putting my hands together. What is that incredible feeling? I said, that is the physical manifestation of Abba's love for you and for creation. You want to feel what Abba is giving us and know that he's always present? 15 minutes into your first class, when you're doing the 45-day. Oh, yeah, again, it's free. And all it needs for you is time, 20 to 40 minutes, and effort. You can't sit on the couch. And this is the only exercise you're doing, or you're popping that beer tab. You gotta be willing to go beyond that now. You can't sweep consciousness back under the rug. People say, oh, the great awakening, and I'm ready to wake up and wake up all the people. Okay, are you? Look in the mirror. Are you ready to wake up to your fullest potential? Are you ready to do something? Because you can't sit our lazy behinds on that couch with the channel changer in one hand and popping a beer tab in the other hand, thinking it's going to get done. It ain't going to get done. It says in scripture, man worships the God of their belly more than the most high God. It's only time. Who's going to survive is going to have to yield to Abba. You want your family to survive strong? You heard it from the Lama himself. You yield to Abba. You give him thanks for giving you life, for sending his oldest son 2,000 years ago to remind us of not one birth, but the second birth. And you got to get on the side of the second birth. If you're not already in second birth, and some of you are, if you're not in it, the 45-day challenge will start the process of you embracing second birth. And then, with all the things that Jimmie, Joseph, and the Lama are going to share with you the next decade, you will be so equipped to be spiritually healthy, financial healthy, and being happy. Oh, being happy is going to be easy. That's going to be the easy part. Back to you, Jimmie.
Yeah, this unmute mute thing. I promise you folks, the Llama and I will get this straightened out for the next show. Promise you that much. Again, this is not going to be an overnight thing. And we want to work with you to help bring you through it. But the Abba's going to bring you through it. Just get more, a better relationship, or, a closer, and that's going to happen. But what I want to do is show you right now how to get the 45-day challenge. I did send the link in there, rasaji.com/45-day-challenge. And you can go there, sign up for free, get involved in that. If you have a problem downloading something, guess what? It says help. And if you can't even get in there on the front end of the site, it says help. So you can put in a support ticket, which we have a team of people that answer the support and they will help you. Okay. Because right now we can't do customer service on the Patriot and Lama show. Sorry. Love you, but sorry. But we got a team of people that will help you because we want you to have the information. And they see you in there, we'll get it to you. We'll email you the PDF book. We'll get you whatever you need to get because we want you to go through that. And again, I would ask everybody that right now, as I'm showing the 45-day challenge process to getting in, I would like to see everybody do me a favor who's been in the 45-day challenge and put what results you've got into the comments, okay? And we'll make sure that you get that, okay? We'll make sure that you get that. I will have one of our folks look in the comments on the Facebook pages of both Circle of Life with Rasaji and My Patriots Network and address anything that is customer support oriented. Okay. So we make sure that, and I will look in there too to find out if anybody missed you. Okay. Because, I'm very strict when it comes to customer service. Very, very strict. Okay. So again, let people know what's been going on with you with the 45-day challenge in the comments, please. Sow good seed, reap good harvest, right? And let me show you how to get in there if you're not in there already. All right. Yeah, just put down the 45-day challenge. It's helped me, whatever. So everybody knows it's the 45-day challenge. Give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you very much. Okay, so when you come to the site, you'll be on the homepage. Just click on the 45-day challenge. If you need more validation, by all means, click on the testimonials. Spend 15 minutes reading them, and then decide if you want some of that. Okay? When you decide that you want some of that, if you need to look at those, fine. That's why they're there. Or look in the comments of the video here, because we got people that have went through it and they're continuing to go through it. They might be on multiple 45-day challenges. Read their comments, read the testimonials so that you can see what's going on. Then you come here and all you do is click your 45-day challenge. And then you give us your email and you put your password in. And that's it. Hit secure sign up. When you do that, let me go back here. Okay, this is a free account. Don't email me at my Gmail. I don't answer it, so you're wasting your time. Here's what you land on. Okay, so you can access your 45-day challenge, which when you come here, you got the 45-day challenge task list page. You got the documents page. So I'm going to open these up individually so that I can go through them. All right, testimonial page here. That's to go to the book, to download the book, leave a testimonial, the 45-day challenge. And again, when we launch, the affiliate program for the Circle of Life, you're going to be able to share testimonials. You're going to be able to share the Daily Llama. You're going to be able to share the Patriot Llama show, and you're going to be able to build revenue in the Circle of Life membership too, which is going to be a beautiful thing for people. So here, 45-day challenge task list. Watch the video, then go through and follow the steps every day. If you miss a day, don't beat yourself up. Just do it the next day, right? Try not to miss a day. You click on this here, you pull up Master Lama Rasaji's 3-column exercise. You read what you need to do, gives you some examples, and gives you the sheet to do it. Okay? Then you download the Circle of Life book. We're also working on getting another plugin that will bring people back to where they left off. We're working on that right now. I use that on the Lost Book Bible app on my cell phone, but we're working on that. But that's how easy, folks, it is to get involved in Circle of Life. Okay, My Patriots Network, just go there if you want to join the groups, join whatever you want. But this, to me, I would rather people get involved in getting their spiritual house in order, stepping into their power, and becoming a spiritual patriot before getting involved in what we're doing. Because it's going to make you much stronger, much more powerful in order to accomplish what we're doing with CSPOA. And you can do them both at the same time, but we're taking action in My Patriots Network. Master Lama Rasaji is helping you get your spiritual grounding. You're stepping into your power and becoming the ultimate you. The mastermind webinars are teaching you how to fish and create multiple streams of income. They're all, and that, and then the My Patriots Network is working on getting this country here in America back to the Constitution, and also around the world, because we've got groups all around the world. Okay. I like this one. Honestly, I'm doing better financially since I have been involved with Master Lama Rasaji in the 45-day challenge. My relationship with God is strong. Well, let me show that. There you go. From Mary Lynn. I mean, that's a beautiful thing. So if you got any questions, we'll answer a few questions now. And again, we'll have our folks looking in the comments, helping with that. We've got more team members that are on board that are going to help us with that. And, we want to help you folks. Join the group on the page, on the Circle of Life Rasaji Facebook page. There's a Circle of Life with Rasaji group, Facebook group that you can join. Okay. And when you are a free 45-day challenge community member, next week we'll be sending out a link for everybody to join a private group, which only the members that are in the 45-day challenge can be involved for support. Okay. So any questions that Master Lama Rasaji can answer? And if not, that's fine too. Hold on, let me look through here. Yeah, somebody's talking about 111-222-333. Yes, these are numbers that have significance. I see them all the time. It's amazing, not only on the clock, but in stats of websites everywhere. That is a big indication that you're being spoken to, right? They have meaning. I mean, let Master Lama Rasaji speak about the numbers here.
Yeah, well, the numbers in numerology are divine harmonics. And as we were saying today, in the Daily Lama, that everything in the universe is created out of a sense of rhythm. Don't just think that music has a sense of rhythm. Everything has a sense of rhythms. Numbers have their rhythms, and that's God just showing up saying, see, I'm showing up to you and you need to pay attention, and things like that. And everything is on time and everything is done for a reason, and it's always precise. The architect of creation does nothing that's not precise, and you're going to find out on this journey. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to enjoy the journey. Don't just think about, oh, my life's going to be okay when I have this much money in the bank and the RV happens and all. You can start enjoying your life today. Lao Tzu, Boganathar, the first Lama 3,000 years ago, says, listen, you'll get there in plenty enough time, but enjoy the journey, because nobody can take away from you today if you shift your attitude and just say, you know what, I'm on Abba's team. He's making it happen from this point on. Every day he's going to get better and better and better. And I'm going to start smiling. I'm going to start laughing. I'm not going to worry anymore. What's worry ever done for you? What has worry ever done for you? Ain't done nothing for you, right? Remember, the voice of truth. As that synchronicity evolves, intuition gets going, put what we call in Tibet dumo, the fire in the belly, let it stir, and let yourself go into second birth. Walk with Jesus. Just walk side by side. That's what we're supposed to be doing. And I don't care who you are, whether you're into religion, not in religion, God bless you, no matter what. But we're all spiritual beings, and we're all here to make this a better world. And it all starts by first looking in the mirror and changing ourselves and making ourselves the best person we can do. Again, quoting Paul from Hebrews, let us now all go into perfection. Jimmie.
Yeah, I want to share this also. Mary, oh boy, I'm not going to Mary. I'm just going to say Mary. Read Sister Mary's testimonial, folks, and make sure you read more of them in the comments. Very important. So we got another question here. Hold on, and I'm going to answer this question from Grace. Our biggest concern now is discernment. Absolutely, 100%. Having been deceived by so many spiritual leaders in the past, Freemasons posing as God followers, your best advice to how to judge rightly. I'm going to hand that over to Lama.
Well, you're going to like this. And actually, it's easier than people think that it is. So understand this: children of light have luminous eyes. And if it feels the body, they have a reverence on their face that will make you think Moses that came down from Mount Sinai. They will have passion. They will speak with passion. They will act with passion. Their words are soothing to you. They stir the soul, and they do what they say they're going to do when they say they're going to do it, or more or faster. Children of the darkness, everything I just said is opposite. They can't look you in the eye. You do something confrontational and they'll do the little crab walk here and there. They'll look all milky and all washed out. They'll have like no light, and maybe you will actually see darkness in their eyes. And they're into manipulating energy. So when you're in their energy or hear their energy, you're feeling tightness in your body. That's your chakras contracting. The nadas are hearing these lies, these pack of lies, and they're going, ooh, and you get that feeling, and you might even feel a weirdness up your spinal column, but they do totally the opposite. Remember, the children of light will always be there for you when things are good, when things are bad. To them, they see you as a brother and sister in light. The darkness, it's always like, what can I get from you? The only time I call you is when I need something from you. The manipulator. And don't be surprised that these are some of the people you're circulating with, very well could be in your own family. So your discernment starts with you by praying at least one day a week in the mirror. Do you believe the words coming out your mouth? Communicate with you and Abba first. That's where it starts. And then shine a light. He will give you his light. And out of your light center, shine your light. I call it the flashlight of consciousness. Shine your flashlight of consciousness on the situation. Abba will reveal to you through his Holy Spirit. Are these a people to be trusted, or are these people that you just need to make clear of? And you will get this strong. And everybody that's been doing the 45 days, their discernment gets stronger and stronger. Just ask anybody. You'll see it in the testimonies. Jimmie?
It is very, very powerful, and you need to take a look at it and take a look at the testimonials, and again, step into your power. We're giving you the truth. As you get discernment, you'll know it is, and we're here for you. right? We're here for you. Abba's with you at all times. Build a relationship. If you don't have a real relationship, build a real relationship with him. Brother Rasaji, we're going to close now with blessings and prayers for all our brothers and sisters there. We're actually an hour and 35 minutes in. I wish I could stay here all day and talk to the folks. I love them, but then I know you do. But let's go ahead and close this out with prayer and blessing for everybody.
Turn and make sure this doesn't interrupt me. Dear Heavenly Father, Abba, Lord of Lords, King of Kings, who sent your firstborn Son to the earth to show us the way. My goodness, it's only been a short time ago, only 2,000 years ago. You put Adam on the earth 170,000 plus years ago. You have given us different times, different spiritual patriarchs, some of the strongest women and the strongest men that have ever walked the earth. We are delighted that now you are bringing spiritual patriots to this network, the My Patriots Network, through the circle of life, through our nice community where all are welcome in your holy name and in your holy actions. We are thankful and grateful that you're healing our family, restoring them back to perfect health, renewing them, and making them whole as you put your eternal blueprint back on them. You are giving us the power of your Son and the power of your Holy Spirit, and it is transforming our lives. And the RV that you have set in motion for us, you are guiding us all into spiritual stewardship that we may anoint and be a blessing to everyone we come in contact. It's all glory and praise are given to you because you're the one that gave us first life, and you're also the one that gives us second birth. And to you we give all glory and praise, Abba. Amen.
Amen. Now you can hear me echoing again.
Love
Okay,
you.
folks. We love you all. Have a wonderful and blessed day.